Lisa, I want to go back to something that you shared earlier about the team satisfaction survey. It's
Yeah.
it's so common for leaders that we work with, and if they're listening, most likely can identify with that moment where you're looking at some employee engagement or satisfaction data, and it's not good, and you feel like, how are we going to respond, right? Like, what's the action plan? What are all the things that we're going to do that are going to show that we're responding to these specific pieces of feedback? Your approach here is a bit counterintuitive, right? In that you sort of said, this is true, we see this, but we sort of doubled down on identity. Like, what drove that, and what ended up being the outcome?
Yeah. Okay, my husband was an athlete, so he loves like sports and sports analogies.
Yes.
And
Speaking our language.
yeah. So I think it was he's gonna know these analogies better than me, but I think it was Lou Holtz, Notre Dame, right? Am I getting that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he talked about how when people come and join his team, they come to become Notre Dame.
Mm. Hmm.
It's not that the team's going to shift to try to become their players. Instead, the players come and they join in order to become Notre Dame. And so for us, as we thought about it, we thought, you know what? We could do all these things and try to make everyone happy, but instead we need to be crystal clear of this is who we are. And when
Yeah.
you come to become Vanguard. We're
Yeah.
not shifting to try to become you. You come to become Vanguard. And for some people, what we are doing is going to resonate with them. And they're the ones that we want on our team. And for some people, they might say, you know what? I just want a job. I just want to
Hmm.
clock in, clock out, go home. That's what I'm looking for. That's not who we are. We are a mission driven practice. We're not for people who just want a job. We're for people who say, I want to come in and I'm going to take care of patients. I'm going to go to underserved areas. I'm not going to take the easy path, but instead I'm going to go above and beyond to take care of patients like family, because that's who we are. And so as we looked at all these results and we were like, okay, when people are upset, what are they upset about? And we thought,
Yeah.
you can't fix that. It's actually counterintuitive to who we are. Like if they don't like it that, oh, we're going to this area and I'm so tired at the end of the day, we
Yeah.
can't fix that. And so instead, let's be really clear. And what we can fix is we owe it to our team to
Hmm.
tell them why their work is important. And
Hmm.
so that we can do a better job at. And so we said, let's double down on mission and then let's do a better job as a leadership team communicating to people why this work matters. And so, for instance, here's one of the things we did coming out of that. We were sponsoring projects overseas. They were in places like Cambodia, Rwanda. It was 36 hours door to door for one of our projects.
Hmm.
And so we said, okay, we're not going to abandon some of the projects that we've got going, but we've also got to bring some of our international work closer to where we are so that
Hmm.
we can start to take teams out. And when we
Yeah.
talk about positive impact on patients, community, and world, they can see the world piece of it. And so we kicked off, all right, let's start taking people out to the field. And and people have also asked me, they've said, isn't it just much more efficient to just donate that money? Well, yes, I absolutely see the argument for that. But I will say it made such a difference in our culture to have people go see the work and say, okay, I get it. When we talk about how people don't have access to clean water and that medical clinics don't have access to clean water, okay, I've seen it. I get it. I can see why we're doing this work. And so we did try to start doing a better job of making people see the connections in the mission that we have to day work.
Lisa, I just want to commend you because I think, I mean, as Joe was sharing there, I was on the same wavelength thinking about how many times we've come alongside a senior leadership team and, or maybe just not for the explicit purpose of helping them to unpack like data like you were, but we're just hearing about it in relationship with them. And I think like a lot of the reactions are, and I think I can relate too, feeling like I've got to respond to everything and
Yeah.
y'all showed some real wisdom and discernment in saying, like, we're going to focus on a couple things. We're going to focus on what matters most. And, that's not to say like maybe some tactical things didn't come out of that, but I think there's a lot of wisdom for our listeners to hear, you know, sometimes we need to go to the thing that's most important and elevate that. and repeat it to our people. So thank you for sharing that example. That's really powerful.
One, I think to call out, if you're listening, what you've heard is just how strong your identity is at Vanguard, right? I
Hmm.
mean, if you've been
Yeah.
listening, you can feel that identity come into life in what you shared, earlier, a place, where patients feel are treated like family, right? Like there is such strong identity. If you don't have that, and that's what you turn to, then you need to work to build it, right? But in that moment, because your identity was so strong, right, you're able to turn back to that and anchor and recommit, right? And use that as the way to bring out the best in the people inside of your organization, right? And if they in those moments choose to move on, or right, move into a different place because they're not feeling that connection to that identity, then as you've called out, like then that's okay, right? But because your identity was so strong in that moment, you're able to turn to it in these moments of challenge, struggle, right? In ways that organizations who don't have that clearly and meaningfully defined, wouldn't be able to do in the same way. It's powerful.